You already know. Welcome to the Kim and the Capsule. Everything under the capsule. You can call it the queen.
You're always blasted late. All the time. You're always late. Half an hour now I've been waiting on you. Come on.
Oopsie.
Welcome to the Kim and the Cap Show. Everything under the sun wrapped up in the capsule. You can call her the queen, you can call me an asshole. Pull out your arguments with the verbal lasso.
Yo!
Wait up, hold a minute. Take out your emotion, let's put some facts in it. No skin, teeth, smile, chuckle, or even grinning. We both play second to none, so who's winning? Who's winning? Who's winning? Who's winning?
Yo, what Ross is this?
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Kimmy here, and I'm here with
Captain.
and welcome to the Kim No Cap Show. We have a special show today. We are doing a live studio audience taping at 57 Lyndale Avenue, and we also have two very special guests to talk about our topic of conversation today. And it's going to get juicy. It's going to get spicy because we're representing all islands on this stage. So I would love to introduce
Two islands.
a couple of islands. Allspice. A couple.
All right.
So let's introduce our special guests.
All right. Go ahead first.
I'm Ron, aka Ammer. I'm Jamaican, living in Canada for over 3 decades.
And I can say the same thing too. I go by Diesel or D. Canada is home. You know, although I still from home, been here long enough to know the ropes.
Where's
how
home?
things go. Home is Trinidad and Tobago.
There you go.
But I live in here for a long time now.
All right. So you're Trinity to the bone.
How you mean?
All right.
Trinity to the bone.
Trinity to the bone.
Trinity
All
to the
right.
bone.
So y'all know what the topic is today. Kimmy, tell them what's the topic.
So we talk about giving, getting, learning from, and sweating bun.
Bun.
Right?
Not bun and cheese, you know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, in Guyana, or no, in Soca, I would say, I'm used to hearing it called like,
Blau.
you getting a hot. I was going to say Han.
Yeah.
You're looking for Han?
Yeah.
You're gonna get Han by it? So, I didn't hear about bun until a little bit later on in life. So I'm actually excited to find out a little bit more about getting, receiving, and why. Apparently, some places does bun more than other places, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're talking about.
Well, let's burn it up. Pardon me?
You ever get bun?
Oh, well, we're just diving right in there, right?
Yeah, dive right
Well,
in.
why don't you tell everybody, what does getting bun mean? What is it?
It's a Jamaican lingo. It's the same thing as you said in Trinidad or wherever. Let's get it on. But they said we just use a different term.
Yeah.
It's bun. It's not with the one we eat with the cheese either.
Yeah.
Oh, and that is delicious.
Yeah.
In Guyana, sometimes they're saying blau. You know what I mean? If a girl's gonna give you blau, then boom,
Right.
that's what you get.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
So you just get home.
Yeah. So right now, we're gonna go right into it. Man, these stats came out, right, about Jamaica. The last stats that I saw, it was 42.7%, right? Doing some more research this morning, the percentage is higher because that was in 2023, right? 42.7% of men in Jamaica, right, are raising children that are not biologically their own. Now, not in the sense where you meet a woman that's just a child before you and you're a stepdad. No, not in that sense. In the sense that a man and a woman's together, right? For whatever reason, she cheats and steps outside the relationship. She gets pregnant, but she stays in relationship with man A, right? The man B skates off and he comes out unscathed, and then man A is raising a child, but is not biologically his, right? Now, the stats as I did up until this morning, right? 70%. 70%.
I take an
And I'm going to the
application from
stats,
one of
and you know I
them.
like the stats. So, right?
Numbers
So,
don't lie.
Where do we
right?
find
numbers
these
don't
men?
lie.
If you are one of them men that come and take care of everybody else's business, please holler at the show. We are looking for applicants. Well, I'm looking for applicants. Thank you. So hold on a second. We'll pull it up.
All right.
You're saying that a man and a woman is together.
Right.
The man goes off to work. The woman is taking something else from somebody else.
Right. Exactly. Taking some work.
Taking some work. So then she produces a child.
Yeah, oops babies. You know,
And oops. Oh, man, I'm learning everything today.
Usually it's not planned,
Okay.
Sometimes it is.
Could be.
Really?
Most cases not.
Yeah,
Most cases not, but
Yeah.
sometimes they say, hey, if you're a foreigner, all right, you come through, they know you're in there for a long period of time. Shit does happen, you know, but as it, sometimes shit's planned. You know,
So-
you won't get out. People have to do what they have to do, don't get me wrong. Okay? So
Like making
understand that.
whoopee?
Oh, or it go.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you know something? You know, you meet a foreigner come from
New York, Miami.
whatever place.
Yeah.
Right? Might have a little something, he's still gonna spend on you. Okay, so
Okay.
you know you're doing something. All right, now if you didn't plan it, you'd make sure you're wearing a condom.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay,
I mean,
the point of it. Okay, you know what I mean? Because shit has happened. Okay, so
That's
the
interesting.
point of planning it, I'm not saying you know, okay, you may know the man for a good time, but even still,
You know what
You
happens.
know.
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So.
And plus, he's a foreigner, and she knows he comes every March break or twice a
Yeah.
year. She's looking at that's
Oh.
constant residual income she could get.
yeah, because you say, as you
Okay.
point out, right, it's a situation where it's the economics. Like, you meet a girl, she's working in a bar. You come down as a foreigner, you and two of your friends. And you're just spending freely. She see that. You dress well, smell well.
Yeah.
And then, you know what I mean? She basically made the pass at you. You know what I mean? That's the case that we know of.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, she
Interesting.
look good because, you know what I mean? You know, a lot of those girls look good.
Right.
So you holler at her, and then one thing lead to another, as you said. You know, people that start exchanging body fluid, and then, what do you know, you start communicating with this girl. Sending her some money, and she look forward for your next visit. And that's how these things happen. It's usually not really planned, but that's just how it is.
It's a hustle.
It's a
So
hustle, yeah.
who's getting or who's giving the bun?
Well, she's giving the bun
She's giving
because
fun.
those
The man is
women-
home. He's there doing his 9 to 5, but he's not bringing in much.
Right.
This foreigner can send her. This foreigner can send her a phone. He can send her a nice money in straight to her account, or to Western Union, however way they do it.
Usually it's not much, but it's a little trinkets that alleviate the pressures that's going on back home. You know what I'm saying? They help out with the light bill,
Interesting.
help out with, you know, extra food. You'll get those phone calls about your mom got an emergency operation and all them kind of stuff there. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of lies. A lot of
Yeah,
lies.
a lot of lies and
Just
shit
what
going on.
she's hustling you.
Yeah. And so that's how those women are given bun because things are hard in most Caribbean islands, but Jamaica is an exceptional case with exceptional numbers. Right?
Really?
And I know you don't like that, you know, but hey.
No, I don't think it's worse in Jamaica than anywhere else.
Come on, man.
The numbers are saying that, but
It's
do
per
I-
capita though.
Yeah,
Per
yeah.
capita. But at 70%, it was rated the highest in the world of a population of 2.6 million people. Come on.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know-
yeah. You can't even the numbers doesn't lie, right?
Yeah.
I'm going
So
by
it's
the
per
numbers.
capita, right? Per every 100 people. But
I can't lie, as a Canadian, and this is no disrespect to your country, any Jamaicans in the house, I love you. Big up to my Jamaican torsos. But I grew up hearing that Jamaicans were a lot of bun givers. You know what I mean?
You be talking to females here?
No, the men.
the men, she
Oh,
talking.
okay.
Like if the thing there just filled with bun. It just bun, 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 bun.
But you see, going by the numbers and what Captain just pointed out, the numbers that reflect the woman is who it look bad on. So it's not, so you just saying the man, but the numbers are showing you that men are raising, out of every 10 men they do, 7 of them are raising kids that's not theirs.
Biological idea.
That's not theirs. So it's the woman we're talking about here.
In this case, but
Wow.
man give bun down in Jamaica, you know.
Yes.
All right,
yes.
we
But
established that.
he's not bringing home no baby for her to.
Right.
That's the difference.
The biology of it.
That's the
Biology.
difference.
Yeah.
You would left that one over there.
Wow.
I got comments.
But, you know,
We've got
that's
some-
the way things just happen, all right? So, okay. Nobody,
got some
not
heat.
everybody innocent, but still.
Right.
To live.
So you feel the primary reason for women giving bun would be economics?
I think so, yeah.
Primary reason.
Yeah, that would be. There's more than one reason, but that would be the number one reason.
Yeah.
Number two, the man is probably not performing as well at home either. Number two,
Break that down. Break that
Okay.
down because there's all kind of performances. There could be financial performance, sexual performance,
Mm.
right? Masculinity performance, like just caring, emotionally intelligent, all those kinds of stuff.
And one of the most important
I
one
want
is
tickets to this show.
one of the most
Sounds like a
important
great
one
performance.
that we need to talk about is when you have a woman at home like for X amount of years and you don't give her compliment, and stuff like that. By the time she step outside, this man is at her work or in the bar telling her how beautiful she is,
Right.
and telling her all these things. And as soon as she get home, you start beating up on her. Man, you look like shit. You start putting her down. But that's not what she hear outside.
Right.
So there's a lot of factors, a lot of things that come into it.
I'm going to touch on that too, because I was at a funeral 2 days ago. I met a lady. She was older than me. She's big, on the late 50s, and she was telling me the narrative that yes, there's financial, but one narrative that people don't look at is that a lot of Jamaican men, and she's older than me, so she has experience, and she left Jamaica when she was big, have a problem with being romantic. And that's why women are seeking sometimes another lover.
That is true. No. I will say that's
the lack
true.
of romantic, the rough edges around Jamaican men. You know what I mean? That rough exterior. You know what I mean? That turns women.
Dagger type of love.
What do you think about that? Yeah.
All right, Diesel.
Romantic.
Let me jump in, Diesel. To Captain point, it's true. We grow I grew up in a single parent home, where my mom is out there hustling. I don't have no dad. She didn't have no time to show me no love. You know what I mean? She's always
jobs,
my mom don't even know what a compliment is. So you can't give something you never receive. I don't grow up with in a both parents home where you see your mom has been respected by your old man and show her all these things. So you have a blueprint to know that this is how it's supposed to be. And most, if I have 10 friends on the block, to be honest, 8 of them grew up the same way as I do. Single parent home.
Interesting.
Okay?
I can say completely different.
Yeah.
Really?
Is it Trinidad man is romantic?
I have both. No, you're mad. We run romantic. Listen.
Please don't
No,
get wrong.
we have listen. Romantic in different ways, all right? It all depends on how you're being romantic to that point. Okay, you're picking up a thing, you want to put out some words, all right? You try it, you get catch, all right, you're good, all right? But the level of dealing with a woman, that longevity of it, being with her, yes, you have to kick your game same way.
That's
and if you start slacking on it, that is on you still, because you're slacking on it because you're not respecting her the way she should be. But at the same time, we ain't still looking for a housewife. You understand? We still want to have a good wife. We still want you don't want us looking outside. All right? See a woman looking dressed nice and thing. All right? Like I tell people, I say, listen, I never born looking at man. All right?
Right.
I look at women.
Yes.
I ain't touching, I know, listen, she look good, and y'all don't fuck around, excuse my language, but y'all just walk and strut.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all just walk and strut. I love that walk and strut, don't get me wrong. Okay, I raised up with about 7 aunties, okay, and thing, all right? And I had my uncles, back to the point still, I had both my parents. Okay, I had both my grandparents.
That makes a big difference.
Okay, the brethren that I grew up with around my yard, I country still, I from yard. All right, so I bush still to a point, but I grew up good.
I love bush.
All right, and I grew up tight with family connection.
So
we still always so.
A quick question. Yeah. So when you're growing up, from what you're telling me, most of your surrounding, most of the parents there, or most of your friends have both parents.
Most of them did have, yes. Some didn't. Okay, there was a few that didn't.
But most of them have.
But most of them did.
See, my situation is totally different.
That's why I say I come completely on the other side of it.
Right.
So I understand, but don't get me wrong. You see, my mother same way. Rest in peace. Lady was a serious woman. Okay, but she's the one that showed love. She's the one that even teach my father love. You understand, in a way, because he hard back same way. Whole army regiment, all them things. So understand these things, that men, as how strong we is, okay, we still have a heart. We still have a soft heart, don't get it wrong. When you break it, you mess with it a certain way, it's hard for us to get back from that part.
Right.
Okay? Because we're going to be even worse to the point of it. Okay? Because our mother show us love. That's where we got it from.
So let me ask you, last question, I'm going to ask you this one too. Are you romantic?
Me?
Yes.
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you romantic? No. Other than trying to kick your game to get in the woman's drawers in the first place,
are you romantic? Me not the romantic.
You're
I'm
not
a
doing the romance?
romantic thing. The Roman them, you don't know them, how them stay already. So.
Come straight with the thing, man. Come on, man.
No, I'm not.
This ain't Black History Month no more. Okay?
I wouldn't describe myself as a romantic person, but I mean, as I get older,
Yeah.
you kind of learn and realize that a woman need a lot more than just sex.
You ever walk down the street and hold your hands and hold hands with your woman? Like interlock your hands and just walk down Bank Street?
That's what's in the blue.
Once in a while it happen, yeah.
All right. You could do it though.
Yeah.
But when you're growing up and younger, you couldn't
No.
do it.
When we were growing up, as I said, the environment that we grew up in, like...
Listen, I still don't do it, okay? My hands need to be free. Don't get me wrong. Okay, man.
there you go.
Things just happen, you understand? Don't get me wrong. I have my woman will hold me here, so cuff me.
Oh, I love
Alright?
a cuff.
Cuff me, alright?
Yeah.
Hold your hand in my back pocket, so, okay? Because times change, don't get me wrong, okay?
Yeah.
At the same time, I grew up from as soon as growing and holding mommy hand, I was able to let go of the hand.
Yeah.
You wanted to let go.
Oops.
All right,
My
that's
God.
how it. Okay, that's the point. If you have kids, you have sons. Okay, trust me. So your son don't want to walk to school with you no more. To a certain point, he cut you off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're growing up them ways. Okay, mommy don't want to hold your hand no more, mommy. You understand?
Yeah, your peers have to face your peers.
These are a lot of things that, as I say, we learned a lot still, but we still also learn to be a man.
Right.
You understand? Go and do it on your own. You're a big man now. Go on. You understand? So when you let go of that hand, mommy, I ain't holding no more hand so unless it's my daughter's hand or my son's hand till they get to a certain age.
Right.
You know, then you have to do it.
All right.
Got it.
So yeah, so that's another reason why they're saying that it could be, but I think myself personally, it's financial most of the Caribbean islands, they're very economically strapped, and we are here up north, you know what I'm saying, and abroad. So what happens is, a girl has her man, she loves her man, you know, she's been with him long, they're living in a 1-bedroom, it could be a shanty shack, it could be whatever they're living, but they're trying to make the way, you know what I mean? But she meets a guy from uptown or this part of the town or whatever, and when she knows when she flirts or cheats with that other guy, she will get a little relief financially because the guy's going to have to pay to play eventually, right? So she gets that. And it helps buy food in the house, helps pay a bill or two extra,
That's what
right?
she doing with it.
But now the thing about it is, eventually, oopsie daisy, you get pregnant, right? And the big scandal is now, instead of why don't those women just, leave man A and continue to go with man B, the new guy, right? Or tell man B, confess to man A, and either the man A leaves her or don't, and they work it out.
It's not that easy.
Well, we know that, but I'm giving you scenarios, right? Or just lie, and there's reasons to lie. I think the first reason, especially in a place like Jamaica, would be fear, right? There is domestic violence, you know what I mean? Relationship violence and stuff like that, and that's a very serious violation for men to know that the woman cheated on them. And so, when men are now raising a child that's not theirs, but nobody talks about this aspect. It's unfair to the child too, to not know who the biological father is. So, why do you think the woman just don't confess to the man?
No, you just name one of a few of the factors, right? One is a fear factor. Two, if I'm number two and you're living with number one, and you say, boy, you know, I'm pregnant. How do I know it's mine?
Yeah.
First of all, and why would I want to take on that responsibility? Why would I want to take on that responsibility?
You mean second man?
Yeah.
Your second man,
Right.
that's man number two, right?
Yeah.
And secondly, number two have it good. Him get it whenever him want, the pressure is on him.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right,
Why
right.
would I want to go replace number one after what you do to him?
And number two
that's
is
facts.
seeing.
That's facts, right?
Number two is seeing how the girl is cheating on her man.
Number two get the best seat in the house.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. No
Evolution
pressure.
of the side chick.
Even if you call number two and he don't decide to answer you for a week, you can't fight with him.
Right.
Because he's the one that's sending you a little
commitment.
tip. Right.
Interesting.
So number two is the man. You know what I mean? If I'm going to be anybody, I want to be number two.
Me
So what would be the
too.
number one scenario?
I want to be number two, too.
And why would I want to go take number one place after what I'm doing to number one?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's a lot of things involved in it here. You know what I mean? For a woman to come up and say she's going to be honest. You know what I mean?
Well,
How long is number two is going to be around?
Exactly. Might not be a long time thing.
Number two might have his number one.
Yeah, number one too.
That too. We didn't even
Mix
touch
up,
on that.
mix up, mash
We
up.
didn't even touch on that.
That's part of it. There's still.
I hear you.
know.
Hold on, Captain. Before you go on with that, me as the only female up here, I feel like as a either bun giver or bun getter, bun, I don't know. I have, you know,
Yeah, we didn't touch
I
back
have
on
got a
that.
kick bun.
Have you ever gotten one? Or you ever
Hold
given
on,
one?
man. Wait,
That's all I
no.
know.
Let me just hold on to this thought. I grew up in a 2-parent home,
Wow.
along with other, you know, full family, 2-parent families or whatever. It wasn't until I was an adult that we find out now You think Bob and Jane was good, but you find out Jane Three Sons is by Jerome,
Yeah.
right? It wasn't a spoken thing, or it's like the susso, or
this
you know
was
that
real?
is so and so.
This was real?
Of course, oh yes.
Okay.
It was a lot, but it wasn't spoken out loud. Like, oh, you know, this is so and so's child, and the guy knows willingly. I think a lot of the times they just
Things
raise
you need
these
to
kids
know or you
thinking
didn't
that
know.
they're theirs. You know.
All right. So, right now, Trelawney and St. Thomas is the highest concentration, right, of the men who's living with, children. That's not
Trelawney
there.
and St.
Trelawney
Thomas. Wow.
and St. Thomas,
My mom is born in Trelawney.
right? Since you're from Jamaica, and I passed through those
Yeah,
areas
you
before.
went there with me.
Because
Oh.
I've been to Jamaica a few times and stuff like that. Talk about those areas, Trelawney and St. Thomas and stuff like that.
Well, Trelawney, as I said, my mom is born in Trelawney. Usain Bolt is from Trelawney.
He's
It's
fast.
yeah, it's a parish that is known for certain things like the ground provision that is produced. It's not known for
It's
anything.
worker class,
It's a rural community, a very close knitted community. So I'm surprised to hear that.
Grounded.
It's not a very populated area to begin with. So if you just tell me Kingston or St. Andrew or St. Catherine, then I'll be more about Trelawney. The population there is not even that big.
That's because the people
Well, that's
from Kingston
probably
also.
because. Well, that's probably why everybody's doing it.
So it's like going to the country, like in
Yeah,
Canada,
like them
is
country
people are
places,
bored.
like a small town. Everybody's just, oh hey,
Yeah.
hey. Next thing you know, everybody's bumping and humping
I know. I'm shocked at that number.
and
though.
giving bun.
And
Really?
St. Thomas is where your friend is from there, Celine.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Popcorn,
yeah.
Chronic Law. A lot of people come from that area. That's St. Thomas is close to Kingston anyway.
Right.
It's pretty close. You know,
Okay.
the Paul Bogle Rebellion.
That's what
So,
happened.
You're right. So that place, yeah, I don't know. It's not that populated either.
Okay.
So those are two of the least populated areas
So you're saying those are the two places in Jamaica
with the statistics.
where men are raising children that are not their own?
most.
Yeah, those are
Oh.
two highest
I'm
concentrations.
surprised.
Right?
Interesting.
I see
I
that.
want to read something out to you guys and let me know one by one how you feel. Right? When they were doing these polls, that was 2023, right? 32% of the men, right, weren't even confident to do the polls because they kind of knew in the back of their mind their girl might have done it. You know what I'm saying? And out of the 50%, that's where you get the highest number of the 42.7, right? That did take the polls from everybody that they asked to take the DNA, not the polls, the DNA test, right?
Yeah, I need to look at these stats. And
Oh, yeah.
where you got these stats.
Oh,
I
yeah.
always question your stats.
No, I got the
Yeah,
stats.
He's a number guy. He's a number guy.
You
Well,
know
we'll
that
see.
already.
I
Yeah,
don't
you
know.
got
I don't know how accurate these numbers
And
are.
some of these are updated as of this morning, as I was doing it. Right? On
The
the-
last thing I saw
Right?
hasn't changed since 2000.
Right? So now it's up to 70%. That's what they said, right? 70% of the men.
You're looking for, huh?
There's a member of parliament, and let me know how you guys feel about this, right? By the name of Heroy Clark. Heroy, Heroy Clark, right? For the St. James Central Member of Parliament, right? And he's trying to pass a law to saying that DNA testing should be mandatory at birth.
I agree with that.
But there's a
Wow.
segment of fight and pushback he's getting because they're saying that it's going to open a lot of more into domestic violence when people find out the numbers.
That's trouble.
What do you feel about that?
Man, I agree with it, man. Like, I mean, you make your bed, you go sleep. It's that simple. Like, for me, I mean, I experienced that same situation to where a female tried to pass on something that is not mine.
Tell us about
I
that.
mean, I experienced that personally.
Tell us about
You
that.
know what I'm saying? So for me, you see, because I grew up in a single parent household, as I say, and because my dad take off, leave my mom stranded, so she grew up kind of bitter. You know what I mean? Because she had to, for an unskilled, uneducated woman to raise 3 children on her own, she have to do what she have to do, right?
Ain't easy.
And at the end, as a young man, I think I was like 18, whatever, you know what I mean? And I get caught up in a situation where a female, I say, I'm the one that did it. Which we know
So you were out there.
we were out there, but there was other
out there.
people involved that you know of too. So how do my name, why is this a raffle, or you come up with my name?
Yeah, sure.
No, but why my name? You know, and I'm telling
So
my,
wait there,
and I'm
wait,
telling my old
hold
lady.
on. So when you was with the girl, is it a one-time slam, or you're dealing with the girl for a long period of time?
It's not a long period of time. It's just like the summer holiday, everybody home.
Once in a while.
And,
Yeah,
you
you
know, and I hate it.
She bigger than you,
With
or she younger than you?
projection?
Eh?
Hold on. When you were hitting, was it raw or was it
Right, no,
wrapped?
back then, you know, say, to be honest with you, back then, if you get a little clap when you go up at the doctor, you get a pill and you're good enough. It wasn't back, it's not like now, you know.
Makes me itchy.
Yeah, it's not like no, you understand me? No, you know, you have to have your raincoat and your umbrella.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what I'm
And a
saying,
bottle of Dettol for later.
so
One off the
what
jar.
I'm saying is, my mom got involved by just saying, period, that, you know, you just like your dad, you have to step up.
Right.
Without any proof. And then when
Your mom was team woman then, basically.
no, because to me, that's what's so great.
Right.
Right there. And she forced me as a youth to deal with the situation until the situation come aboard. And then, boom, realize it wasn't mine. The embarrassment is already there. You know what I mean? Both on her and me, but me look on for me as a man,
Right.
as a young youth in the community with my peers, that's a lot of pressure to deal with.
Right. So that would have been, if the child was yours, it would have been your first child. If
No,
it was,
that-
it was. It didn't.
No, she should have one before where she said was mine,
Right.
and that came out to be mine. You know, Ryan.
Yes.
Yeah, but the next one, that wasn't.
Right.
That wasn't. 'Cause so with her, it's a lot of shame that was involved because she was still breastfeeding and the kid was months old
Right.
when this happened.
Right.
So she have all the reason to cover her tracks and whatever.
Yeah.
You know, because he's got to bring into question the first one also.
Right.
You know,
Right.
think about the dynamic of what we're talking about.
That's like the Maury show.
But how you deal with it though? How you deal with it? That's what we want to know.
And to be honest with you, emotionally, that shit affects me.
Right.
It's a trust issue for me. Cause my trust issue comes
Well, you were
from
betrayed.
yeah, and not only that, but my trust issue comes from like your old man not being there. So that's abandonment. And then after you have to deal with the old lady who have to deal with that issue that she put. And when I go visit my woman for the first time, that's when I realize where her thing is coming from. 'Cause I mean, I'm the man twin. So she looking at me every day, she's seeing this man.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
She has
rough.
a type.
It's rough. It's rough. So it does have an effect on you, a negative effect. For me, I never really get rid of that.
All right. What do you feel about that? About mandatory DNA testing at birth?
You know, something for people that needs to know, wants to know. Fine. All right. But as I said, that's a dangerous move, right then and there. You know, with that happening, it can create a lot of tizic with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, don't get me wrong. We'd rather find out right away to a point of it still. You know, but this is where, why do we have to do that? Come straight up the fuck up and say, yo, it may not be your picnic. All right, but you know something.
Even hearing that is like, oh,
yeah,
that's
but still no.
sounds
But still,
like
if
That
you're
alone sounds violent.
But that's what I'm saying. But regardless of it, it's still going to be either way. All right, either way.
No, because if a woman
But you see, you find out later on. You're easier cool off to walk away. You find it early enough. You can have a decision make right then and there, even though it hits you violent all the above. Okay, but you ain't gonna do nothing to hopefully not to right away. Okay, things like that. All right, but if you're gonna give it a chance, and you up to giving it a chance, because that's on you and you go for it. Okay,
Diesel.
but I'm
No.
not.
Diesel.
You know what I'm saying?
You must say Diesel. Back to your point. Whether you know a weekend or a year later, to me the damage is there.
Yes.
So to me, you better me know from early out. I don't want 2 years down the road me already investing in the kid
Yeah.
with my love, emotion.
Yeah.
right. Surprise.
So
That's why I say the choice.
Right.
It's a choice. Don't give it just so. All right, it's a choice. And if they both want to do it, let them do it and find out that way.
I'll tell you why that choice is
You
not
know?
being made by women. When I was doing some more research this morning, the second reason why women
Are murdered? Sorry, go ahead. I come too quick.
homicide, suicide, the second reason behind it
Yes.
is finding out they're not the real biological father, right? They didn't say the website didn't say what's the first reason why men are killing women, right? Not in Jamaica they're talking about, right? But the
Right.
second reason why men, the cause of killing women, right, is because he finds out little Tony is not his.
Golly.
So if you study that now, it's logical fear that woman. Like back in the days, a man might smack her a couple times, there's a fight, this and that, move out, take his clothes, he's going back to his mama
Right.
and find his way, right? And I'm not advocating being a woman, but like, you know, if a fight happens, people say, okay, it's understandable,
It is
but the
Happy
killing,
International Women's Day.
right?
Yeah,
You know,
go on.
yeah, it's kind of bad. I'm not advocating
Yeah,
violence against
yeah,
women.
no violence.
No, but all right.
But I'm saying though, like, I don't know. But if there's a no, but I'm just saying, logically, back in the days, a guy would fight. The voices would get raised, right? You know what I mean? He might have smacked her out or something like that. Then he goes about his business, right? And then maybe they might make up the thing. But killing is a very extreme. And if it's the number second reason, and the people know this on the island, that's an incentive for women to keep their mouth shut. They're all black people. It looks like Tyrone. You know what I'm saying? Maybe so. Pass it off as Tyrone's.
But another thing you have to look at it. How does a woman live with herself? Like she knows of the fact that the skin is not yours. I just sent Captain. I just sent Captain a thing from YouTube. This just happened in Florida recently.
Wow.
This pastor was raising 5 kids, and none of the 5 kids was his. He's married. And and how did that come about? There was a project at school where one of the kids had to do something to do with the DNA of their ancestors and whatever. And right away, the mom was very hesitant. She's the first lady of the church, and the pastor saying, "Hey, relax. Why are you so uptight?" When the result came out, he realized he's not the father for number 1 to number 5, and he went down there and he's like, "Come on, this can't be right." And when they retested again, them said 99.9% you're not the dad, but it's somebody close to the family.
Jesus.
All 5 kids, all 5 kids belong to his dad.
Oh,
I just sent him the party. You guys can
naughty.
see it on YouTube.
That's naughty.
Okay, so but how does a woman live? But that is telling me to say he's firing blank too.
Yeah. That's
He's got to be firing
No,
blank.
well, one thing. It doesn't
lot
matter if
going
he's
on
firing
there.
blank. The woman's still cheating though.
Yeah, I know.
I don't care if I'm
But
firing
for 5
blanks or
of them
not.
are not even one of yours.
One of them is this.
Yeah, you gotta be firing blank
They should
too.
not-
No, well,
they should not- they should not.
hold on there.
Yeah, that's a
Stop
lot
the
going
record.
on.
Stop the record. First of all, it only takes one time for a man to sleep with a woman and she can get pregnant. So whoever Mr. Man is, the number 2,
His
is
father,
the guy,
which is the granddad.
with his father. So father's still busting nuts.
Granddaddy, daddy.
5 of them.
Right? He's still busting,
5 of them.
and his sperm is swimming.
5 of them. She
Right?
gave them once a
And that
month to
means
get
that
the
means that
lucky.
he's having constant sex with her over the year. Not like he messed up.
Right.
Yeah,
So
it wasn't just
right.
5
You
accidents.
can't have 5 one-time thing. No,
Yeah.
this is constant.
It's constant over
Yeah.
years and years and years.
That's a lot of grandpa.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
So we can send you guys the YouTube thing. These are facts. It's not like we're making this thing up. You know what I mean? This thing is going on from creation. Infidelity. The difference is a man step out, his thing is outside. When a woman do her thing stay inside. So that's the problem. You know what I mean? And you hear a rumor that
A few of them.
a man drop a seed around his son is his kid, but him not bring it home. Him can either deny it or tell the woman, say, yeah man, I'm my kid or whatever.
Right.
As the brother say, you work through it or you leave it. But when she does that, it's not the same thing.
That's it.
It's not the same
We
thing.
know that. Yes.
No
Yes,
matter
yes.
what, as I say, even yes. And